What's good, everybody? Today we're doing an intro video on absolute value inequalities. So, rule number one, when we have the less than or less than equal to sign, we're going to have a compound and inequality, meaning the graph is going to run towards itself. If we have greater than or greater than equal to, we're going to have a or inequality, so our graph is going to go in opposite directions. So, when we go to solve this problem right here, guys, absolute value bracket is by itself, so we could drop it and rewrite our first equation. After we drop it, right, we could put the word or, and then we're going to rewrite it, and now we're going to make 28 negative. But just remember that when we divide or multiply by a negative when inequalities, it flips the sign. So now this sign is going to be flipped. At this step, it turns into a regular equation problem, right? So we have 3D, or inequality, I should say. 3D is greater than 35. Once we divide by 3, we are going to have D is greater than 35 over 3. And we could simplify this to 11 and 2/3. So this is our first answer. Second answer, we repeat the same steps because we're solving like a regular inequality. 3D is less than negative 21. When we divide by 3, we get D is less than negative 7. So we have our two answers now. And just to double check that we did it right, we're going to graph them. So I'm just going to estimate on my number line, right? So we have negative 7 here. And let's just put 11 and 2/3 here. So when we look, it says that D is greater than 11 or 2/3, right? We know we have an open circle because it's just greater. So this is going in this direction. Then the other one, we say D is less than negative 7, going this way in the opposite direction. So we know that our work is correct. So before we go over to the less than problem, let's talk about interval notation. So remember, interval notation, all those negative numbers are going to be represented by negative infinity. And on the positive number, it's going to be positive side, is going to be positive infinity. So when I look here, right, there's always a parentheses around infinity. This graph is coming from negative infinity and it's coming all the way up to negative 7, right? We could put the word or we could use that sign that looks like a U, right? And then it picks back up at 11 and 2/3, and then it is going all the way to positive infinity. So we solved, graph, did interval notation. Let's go on to problem number 2. We have a less than or equal to problem. So that means we're going to have an and inequality. So I'm going to show you two different ways in which you can set this problem up. Hopefully it's helpful for you guys. So we could set it up like an and inequality, right? Negative 3. So this is the first way that we could set the problem up. We can also split the inequality, right? Equation number 1 stays the same. And then equation number 2, once we write it, we're going to flip the inequality sign and make 3 negative. So let's go through and see if we actually get the same exact answer. And the reason I like to show both methods is so students could pick which one they like more. So we solve like a regular inequality, right? I'm going to add 7 because we want to get x by itself in the middle. So I add 7 on the right side. I make sure I add it on the other side. We're going to have positive 4, right? And we're going to rewrite the rest of our problem. So what this says is that x is greater than or equal to 4 and less than or equal to 10. So this is our answer right here. Let's double check and see if we get the same answer over here. All right, so we add 7. X is less than or equal to 10. That's right. Add 7 here. We have x is greater than or equal to positive 4. Don't let the order that they wrote it in confuse you guys. This is the same exact thing. So let's go up ahead and let's graph this. So we have 4 and we have 10. Just abbreviating to make this a little bit quicker. That's why I didn't number everything. But you guys, please make sure you number it number the whole thing if your teacher is serious about that. All right. So it's going to be a closed circle. because it's or equal to, and we know and inequalities run towards each other. So this would be the answer for this problem. When we do the interval notation now, because it's or equal to, we're going to have a bracket around both of these numbers. Where does the graph start? 4. And where does it go up until? 10. And that is our answer. So hopefully this introductory video on absolute value inequalities was helpful for you guys. Smash the like button for us on your way out. Comment down below. Thank you guys so much for joining us today on Algebra 1 with Mr. Peters. See you guys later.